Now, there is another market out there that none of your competitors are working with because they have absolutely no idea how to do that. And I'm about to ask you the stupidest question that I will ask you here today. How many folks in this room live in an area where there are Spanish-speaking homeowners? Told you that'd be the stupidest question I'd ask today. Now, I will tell you that I read sort of a sad article yesterday. And this is another reason that we need to be working with these Spanish-speaking homeowners. There are a very high number of Spanish-speaking homeowners who are in pre-foreclosure, just like, everybody else. However, they don't understand the documentation that they're getting. They don't understand how to contact the lenders to try to work something out, because it's very difficult for them with the language barriers that they have. And so there are a very high number of pre-foreclosures in the Spanish-speaking communities. And I just read that article. It was in the paper yesterday morning, and I thought, man, I need to share that with my group tomorrow because that's huge. Now, one of the reasons that none of your competitors are working with the Spanish-speaking market is because they don't speak Spanish, and so they have no idea how to work with the Spanish-speaking market. How many folks would like to take just a few minutes to learn how to work with the Spanish-speaking communities, even if you don't speak a single word of Spanish? Anybody? Cool. This is one thing that's really great about having extra time. All right. This is so pathetically simple, it's ridiculous. Here's what you do. You mail your letter out, English on one side, Spanish on the other. English on one side, Spanish on the other. So if you're doing pre-foreclosure mailings, the zip code mailer, the quitclaim deed mailer, whichever mailer that you're doing, English on one side, Spanish on the other. Now you're mailing the letters out, but where am I going to send them? Because if they call me, I don't speak any Spanish. So what you're going to do is you are going to go to the yellow pages, and you are going to look under answering services, bilingual answering services. Now, I know we have Pat live here, and as far as I would absolutely ask them. I didn't have a chance to do that this morning. They do. Okay. The last time I spoke to them, they didn't. So they do now? Yes? Okay. Awesome. Then you've got it here. Okay? So you're going to be using a bilingual answering service. And what you're going to do is you are going to provide them with your telephone script, whatever you're using, to get the information that you need from your sellers. And what happens is the bilingual answering service will ask the questions of the seller in Spanish. And then they will translate it back for you to English, and they will either email or fax them to you on a daily basis. Really simple so far, right? Now we have a response from the seller. Oh man, that's a deal. Oh, I still don't speak any Spanish. What am I going to do? You're going back to the yellow pages. And you're going to look under interpreters. And the first time I looked under interpreters in the yellow pages, guess what I found? Real estate interpreters. I never knew there was such a thing until I needed one. An interpreter is going to charge you between $50 and $75 an hour for their time. Very, very negligible. They will meet you in a central location. They will sit down between you and the seller. They will negotiate the deal, whatever you're doing, whether it's you're taking the deed or whether you're buying it retail or using hard money or private money or however you're buying that deal, or arranging a short sale. They will sit down with you and they will work through the negotiations between you and the seller. At that point, you're going to close this property at a title company, and virtually every title company in the country has a Spanish-speaking division. So what we're going to do is we mail our letter out, English on one side, Spanish on the other. We send them to a bilingual answering service. When we get the replies and we see that there's a deal there, we work with the interpreter, we negotiate the deal, we take it to the title company. Is this pathetically simple, folks? Absolutely, and none of your competitors know anything about it, and they're not doing it. So if you're not working with Spanish-speaking sellers, this is something you absolutely need to be thinking about doing.